Oh shit! Does that mean
We
we're
are
live?
live. Yes,
That's
sir.
that's live. You're positive.
Yes. Comment
Awesome.
below if we're not live.
That's right. Yeah.
Now, first and foremost, Joey, thank you so much for having me on. It may seem cliche to people that I'm doing that, but Joey just watched me scramble with a bunch of cords and a tripod, and I was like, maybe I'll use my phone as a webcam, and then that I destroyed that idea because it looks stupid. So he just basically watched me like just run around and do crazy stuff for the past 10 minutes. So thank you for having me on. Tactical response has like been huge to me fundamentally, as you know, as a dude carrying a gun, as a student, and as an instructor. So I love it every time I get to go to Camden. I get to be on the live streams, or every time like we do a podcast together, which by the way, people, I put those the podcasts I've done with Tactical Response and their current and former instructors, the ones I've done are in the description below, along with the two that I did with Joey on Tactical Response Talks. I didn't label them. They're all really good. So you're just going to have to watch all of them. Now, all right, I said my stuff. Joey, go ahead and say hello.
Yeah. I'll say my stuff. What is going on, everybody? As you could see, we've got Andrew here tonight. If you have ever seen him in the chat during the live streams, or him get brought up in general, as soon as combat art training gets brought up, you guys know Andrew's great, multi alumni. First episode of Tactical Response Talks, I believe, was you, right?
Maybe I didn't even think about that when I was looking at them. I'd have to go back and check.
Yeah. So and talk with Andrew. I tried to make it happen. So like today, Andrew was like, "Hey, do you have any special plans for the live stream?" And I was like, "You know what? Normally I do. No, I never have plans for a live stream." So I was like, "Yeah, man, let's make it happen." And here we are. So what's kind of cool about the thing that some people have been talking last few live streams is your combat art training summit. And I don't have enough information to answer all the questions. So why don't you explain to me? Because you were like, "Hey, do you want to do this thing?" And once again, I just said yes. And I have no idea what I've committed to.
Man, I'm so good at planning. That's how I make it happen. You want to do the thing? Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to throw it up on the screen. But basically, there's a whole bunch of really cool dudes that are going to be there. Now, the other thing, Joey, I don't know if you've posted your discount code to the alumni group yet. If you haven't, go ahead and do that. I can text you your code again.
Yes, please do.
But so every instructor on the list for the Combat Arts Summit has a discount code for their alumni to get $100 off. So that, first off, that's like a, I'm basically putting together a thing that I would really want to go to. And I'm also setting it up in a way so that hopefully we can do it multiple times a year. And the way it's looking right now, me as a student, I would want to go and take it 3 times a year easily. If we get a couple more instructors and, and it may fill out to every block, there's 4 classes going on, but right now there's at least 3 classes going on every block. It's like, now what the classes are, I'm still going through with the instructors to like get everything nailed down. One thing that our people, like as in Tactical Response alumni, will love is the greatest shotgun class ever made. I'm going to put, we're going to have Tim, Zach Bush, and then Jerry Gouge. I'm just putting them in a shotgun class together. I need to start a group text with them so they start communicating. But it's going to be in Gray, Kentucky at Taprack Ridge, which is an awesome facility. The owners are actually Tactical Response alumni. They're also my alumni. They hosted me when I went up there. Fantastic people. It's dedicated students that were like, I want to do more of this, but I don't like driving, and I want to open another place for it. So they've been dumping money and work into this range. They've done a fantastic job. I was not expecting anything when I went there. And when I got there, Number one, they treat me amazing. So any instructors looking for a place to go, as long as you are cool, you should hit up Tap Rack Ridge. But they treat me amazing. Their range was awesome. They have a classroom. They have bunkhouses for students to stay at, except during the summit. That's for instructors. They also have a couple campers for instructors. So it's like, and then they keep adding more. And it's like every time I talk to Rob, it's like they've done more to make it better. So September 27th and 28th in Gray, Kentucky at Tap Rack Ridge will be the Combat Arts Summit. Now, I'm going to pull it up on my website and I'll do the share screen thing. And then we can kind of look at it together real quick. But did you post that discount code yet?
I haven't. I need you to text it to me, maybe. No. I know where it's at. It's in that other group text. Sorry.
Yeah, between you, me, and Kayla. All right. So now I got pulled up on my screen. There we go. And we're going to look at combat. Cool. So here we are at the website. Now, also, I appreciate if you guys type in right here where you heard it from, if you hear it from someone who's not an instructor. Now, here's a list of instructors. So, of course, I'll be there. Tactical Response will be there. For Training Concepts, Simon Pazikas. Student of the Gun, Paul Markle. I'm so excited for that because I've been wanting to train with Paul, especially in the past year. So many people that I like have been telling me that Paul is awesome and you need to go train with him. Now, I know Jaeger said it a long time ago. It takes me a while to get the hints. So now when I hear it more and more, I'm like, okay, I'll go, you know. But Student of the Gun, Paul Markle, Tremis Dynamics, Gary Marr, Definitive Training Solutions, Zach Bush, Pace Training Initiative, Calvin Lim, Performance Edge, Aaron Little, 0 Point Training, Mike Fiore, Preluctus, Jay Gibson, Elcar Concepts, Lewis. Now I'm also listing like several people that are like former or current tactical response instructors. And then Prepare Patriot, Jerry Gouge, Homestead Medical, Chuck Peoples, Iron Forge Consulting, John Aldridge, and then Exodus Knife and Tool, Jacob Peterson. Now, basic flow of it is there's going to be I'm going to change the camera now. We don't need to screen share that long. Because I'm going to get distracted trying to read and talk at the same time. Now, the way it's going to work, there's 2 days, right? So day one, we're going to get there an hour early, do sign in waiver stuff. And then also you're going to be like, I want to do this class, this class, this class. I might produce a form here shortly, being like, hey, you can sign up for the classes you want ahead of time to make sure you have the spot in the class you want. But day one, 3 4-hour blocks. So morning, afternoon, low light. Okay. There'll be classes going on in the live fire range, in the classroom. We'll have another area set up with mats. So you can do hand-to-hand stuff and force-on-force stuff. And then there's also an area in the woods. So at some points in all 4 areas, there will be classes going on. Potentially, after I get this better organized, at all points, there'll be 4 classes going on. So you can kind of pick and choose the different stuff that you want to take. And so this is the other part of it is it's like the summits that I do see, they're only about shooting, performance shooting generally, right? Maybe some CQB stuff. I wanted to put something out there so you could take someone who is brand new, bring them up there, and they can get exposed to things that they will not get exposed to. That's hard to get exposed to. So going down the list of topics covered, now some of these I have specific classes already that are going to happen. Some of these I'm still organizing, but pistol, rifle, shotgun, of course, hand-to-hand, knife work, medical, radio, which, you know, Evan's been doing a great job with Radio Made Easy, but still not a thing that, like, you know, everyone can make it to a radio class, right? And there's a lot of guys that have been like, oh, I've been trying to make it for the past, you know, X number of years, but I just haven't been able to. Now you can, okay? Ambush, that's going to be done in the woods. Medical, force on force. So we'll be doing like some basic medical stuff and medical force on force. Then regular force on force. Shooting on the move. I am planning on the end of day 2 doing a big shooting on the move class. I don't care if it's pistol, rifle, or shotgun. It's shooting while moving and actually moving fast. Survival, fire, and bushcraft. That's going to be done by Jacob Peterson, Exodus Knife and Tool. That's his jam. Some people have had like a mini class of that on alumni weekend. Dry fire, like, hey, how should I be dry firing? How should I be practicing? Something I'll actually be touching on at alumni and during the pistol cheat codes class. Low light live fire, low light medical, low light force on force, and flashlight lecture, and active shooter lecture. So that's what's like going to be going on. And again, it's like you get to pick and choose the stuff you want to do. Now, really cool thing that I know like specifically tactical response alumni will love is at the end of day 2. So day 1, 3 4-hour blocks. Day 2, 2 4-hour blocks. At the end of that, we're going to do a raffle. The proceeds from the raffle are going to go towards aiming for truth. That's Kevin Dixie's foundation. Kevin Dixie of No Other Choice. By the way, recently I trained with him and I posted a review on my channel. Y'all check that out. I first met Kevin Dixie at alumni weekend and he gave his talk and I was like, damn, there's a lot of new stuff I learned. There's also some stuff I knew that I wish other people knew, specifically about freedom and relating to the Second Amendment. Then I hung out with them at Kayla's place during the party and hung out with them, I don't know, an hour or two and talked to them. And yeah, the stuff he's doing with aiming for truth is important. You know, I want to get him on and have him actually talk about it himself. But basically he is mentoring kids that need it. Like what better cause? So we'll be doing a raffle, giving away some gear, some classes and stuff. The proceeds all go towards aiming for truth. Now, check this out, guys. I listened to a podcast. It took them 7 years to raise $7,000. Now, for our culture, that is unacceptable. Like, we can do better than that. So we're going to do better than that at the summit.
Nice. Very cool. I don't know if you can see the, well, never mind. You already answered this. So someone was asking about, is it all sexy gun stuff? And I think you answered that already.
Yeah, it's meant to be like as all inclusive towards preparedness as I can make it,
right,
within the martial realm. So we're, you know, maybe next time we'll be skinning sheep and chickens and cats and stuff, but like this time, you know, it's more martial.
Nice. No, that's really cool, man. I'm super stoked. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I gotta be honest, I'm selfishly making this for myself too, because it's like I'm gonna teach them stuff, but I'm also gonna be a student as much as I possibly can. Hopefully, I can push as much administrative burdens on other people as possible, so I can just go be a student.
Yeah.
But now, something else that's important to me is Fighting Pistol is coming to Florida. I don't think you guys were here last year, right?
No, we haven't been to Florida in going on 3 years now.
Boo!
Yeah.
Well, we're trying to fix that. You guys are coming September. The dates are in the description, but I believe it's 20th and 21st, if I am correct.
Yeah. I believe you're correct. I could get it pulled up on mine as well. But yeah, so we're coming down in September with pistol, and I think we're doing advanced pistol right after.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're doing pistol and advanced pistol.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah. So of course the pistol's on the weekend, right? Because that's the more important class. Advanced is a lot of fun, but it's more important for people to get into that basic course first, into our core class first. Yeah. And so yeah, man, we haven't been down there in a while. It's actually one of the few places, I talk about this on the live stream all the time. It's one of the few places that I haven't been like in our usual loop. around the
Oh,
country.
okay.
So I'm very excited to check out Titusville. Finally, Tim can get me a Cuban sandwich that lives up to snuff.
I know he told me about that place because it's in Brandon. I used to live there, and I always wanted to try it, but now I don't eat pork anymore. So it's like I'm not going to be able to.
No, yeah. If you like turkey or something, or like you would be leaving Florida better, Tim. I mean, I'm
Uh,
super excited
sorry,
to
you're
bring
kind of
the
coming in
fighting
like
pistol.
T-Pain right now.
Let's
It
see.
was all broken up. And I know Joey told me that they had some internet outages, so we might encounter some problems. But yeah, so fighting pistol is coming. Now, like I actually did a live stream yesterday talking about like what classes people need to take. Now, a fighting pistol type class is like at the top of my list. Whoop. All right, so I'll continue talking until Joey gets back on. But a fighting pistol type class was at the top of the list on my list. Now, like you could argue, like, hey, you're more likely to get in a car accident and need medical, of course. However, like if you don't have pistol skills, if you're not good at fighting with a pistol, you're going to need medical for two different situations too, you know? So I think it's a very important class. Fighting pistol is one of my like top recommended classes. Now, when I drive people to tactical response, though, I always tell them to take the fight, you know, because number one, if they take the fight, they're probably going to take fighting pistol after that. And they will also be a much better student in every class they take after taking the fight. But like, guys, the lecture in fighting pistol alone is worth the trip. So like, let's say you're, you know, the best ninja John Wick dude with a pistol ever. Cool. There's still stuff you're going to learn in that class. There's some stuff that like, let's say you watch the fighting pistol DVD 100 times. It's not in that DVD. And
No,
also, you could watch that DVD 100 times and you don't have someone there watching you, making sure you're doing all the stuff right. You don't get the extra nuances in every drill. You don't get the evaluation. There's a lot that you get out of that class.
yeah. I don't know if I'm coming in all right. How am I sounding right now? Perfect. Good. Okay. So there's a difference between, of course, and between practice and training. Like practice is that stuff you do at your house after you've watched that fighting pistol DVD or you've taken a class and everything. But the way you learn what to practice properly is under the watchful eye of an instructor, you know? So, yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. I'm biased a little bit. I appreciate you saying it because you're not as biased as I am toward it. But yeah, I think fighting pistol is hands down, like it's very, very important class to take. But I mean, I tell people all the time, at the end of the day, and just speaking of the fight, so everybody watching this already knows the trifecta: pistol, medical, the fight. The way I describe it to people is you need to take a no bullshit gunfighting course, a no bullshit trauma care course, and a no bullshit force on force course, whether it's with us or somebody else. You know, like if there's people down in Florida and they can't make it all the way to Tennessee, they're lying, but they should go take your pistol class, you know?
It's true. Yeah, I remember when I first started my company, I was baffled by a guy saying, "Oh, it's your class is 2 hours away."
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like I didn't just drive 12 hours to Camden. By the way, I drove north because I know
Yeah.
everyone up there likes to talk about the South. 12 hours north. Hey, last time I got there, there was snow on the ground. I had to drive all night to avoid a blizzard.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, so fighting pistol, and then I'm pumped because Joey was like, "Yeah, you can be there, but don't say anything except for a compliment every 37 minutes. And you have to staple the targets and clean everything." I was like, "All right, bet." But I'm pumped that you're gonna do advanced fighting pistol too. That is one of the top funnest classes ever. Also, it kind of makes you realize that a lot of people are total fuds who have not taken that.
Yeah, yeah, man. I love teaching that class with particularly not with first time students, but I will say with people who are new to this style of training. So let's say we have a dude who's mainly done skill focused stuff, or is that falls in that FUD category, right? So he comes and he takes fighting pistol and advanced fighting pistol because that's what he does. I really like it when those guys go through advanced fighting pistol because a lot of the times there's those chances for them to make a decision to either push through or step back, and a lot of them push through, and it makes me feel really really good when I see those cogs turning in their head and they finally just be like, you know what, that's right, yeah, you have a point, I will do this thing.
I think like okay, I don't believe in any sort of gun laws, but like if I were to encourage someone to do something, I would say every person carrying a gun should have taken those 2 classes.
Mhm.
Like especially advanced fighting pistol. Like if you've not taken advanced fighting pistol, there's going to be a lot of first times that would happen in your gunfight.
Mhm. Yeah.
And it is, you know, is kind of the epitome of I hope I'm using the right word, the epitome of like when James would talk about how tactical response is a mindset school. Like it very much so exemplifies that. Advanced fighting pistol is a kick-ass class.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, we do a lot of the martial stuff in there. So for people who don't know, if you haven't taken advanced fighting pistol, when we do the introduction of the class, like we literally describe it as the rest of the stuff. So when James was coming up with fighting pistol, the way he did this is he wrote down everything he thought someone would need to know to win a gunfight. And then he made a line where what he thought he could teach in 2 days. Everything above the line is fighting pistol. Everything below it is advanced fighting pistol. So we do a lot of course, the martial side of things. It's very mindset driven, and we do things like you're getting at. Like you don't want some of these firsts to be out there in the real world. But then we also do some weird drills, like literally labeled that in the curriculum, where we really show things like, hey, you know that perfect sight alignment and sight picture that everybody talks about you have to get or you're going to miss your target, or you're going to shoot innocent people. Like we'll show that that's kind of bullshit. And at the end of the day, like where trigger finger placement, like no, like do these things play a part in how well you shoot? Yes, but are they the most important thing? Like do you need to beat yourself over the head or think that you're a terrible shot if you use your first index point versus the pad of the finger? Like probably not.
Yeah. There's some drill, like I know everyone freaked out at like the bag video a while back, and I'm like it's like guys don't understand that drill if they've never done it. Looks like Joey's frozen. Hopefully I'm not either. But it's like one thing I got out of like in that drill in particular is just realizing like how easy it is to get totally gassed and wore out in a simple drill. Now, Joey, I don't know if you can see me. I cannot see you. Okay. Gotax keep losing connection. Let me see if this will do anything. Camden, you need to fix your internet. All right, I'm gonna leave him off screen for a sec. And he's gonna come back in. There we go. All right, very good. Fix your internet, bro.
Dude, tell me about it.
But yeah,
I don't know where it cut me off at.
I don't either, but I started talking. So
Nice.
I was talking about like, that everyone freaked out about that bag drill a while back. And
Yeah.
I'm like, guys, like, like people will draw a conclusion off of a 5-second clip, right?
Yeah.
That drill, I remember the impact of it because it showed everyone how easily they get gassed doing something physical.
Mm-hmm.
You think about it too, like, because it's such a simple drill, so simple, but the things that it shows the student in their brain is like, oh man, I thought this would be easy. I'm actually getting my ass kicked right now, and there's no resistance. So like thinking about like, guys normally do a lot of gun stuff, right? That's a pretty standard thing. Those guys either they take training or they don't, but gun stuff is a pretty standard thing. When we add anything physical into the gun stuff, that is completely foreign to most people. And so like an example that I view that something similar in one of my classes I used to do was just having people drag someone else off the X, right? And it was like you could see a light bulb moment with them where they're like, damn, I'm not strong enough to lift my kid. Like that's happened, but it's something, it's a lesson that people need to get in training before it's time for the real thing. So Advanced Fighting Pistol is full of that. I don't remember. I might have a review of Advanced Fighting Pistol on my channel. I do have, I think, 2 reviews of Fighting Pistol. One with, or it was just myself, or it was myself and Ashley, or it was, and then the other one I actually did with other students.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't. You brought up the bag video. That's all I've been thinking of now. I want to start talking.
Sorry, bro. Sorry. You can we can move on.
No, you're good, man. It's the only thing that I will say to it is that because I'll give some people credit. Like as people posting online, you do have a responsibility for some context, but that video made me realize, like, where do we draw the line? Like, how much of it is my responsibility? Like if I start doing a video over teaching someone how to draw a gun and I don't say, like, now this won't work if you have one hand because we use both hands to move the cover. Like now am I the asshole for not including that context? So it's just one of those things where, like, yes, we have a responsibility for some of the context, but you as viewers have a responsibility to be, able to connect some dots as well, so.
Well, it's also, it's like, I did a live stream a while back that I think everyone would enjoy is don't be an NPC or stop being NPCs. There's a picture of a bunch of NPCs with yellow letters on it, but that's literally what some people are. Okay. It's like, they don't think they'll take a clip, like 1 minute video of a 1 or 2 day class and draw a bunch of conclusions to it. Like, and I don't think you owe them nothing. If they're not a paying student, you don't owe them shit. Okay. And NPCs are going to act like NPCs. Now, I think the responsibility, this is just me gaslighting the public. Okay. But I think the responsibility falls on the viewer to actually put things in context, to actually use their brain. And forgive me, people who don't like that. That's sarcasm.
Yeah. No, there's a balance there, man. It's somewhere in there. But speaking of context, what else we have coming up sometime soon? Is we are hosting you.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I heard. Listen, it wasn't my idea, but you're coming back up here anyway with you've changed the name on your class. So what is it now?
Yes. Pistol Cheat Codes.
Ooh.
Yeah, and actually I was like so pumped to see my class on your site. And then I read the description. I was like, fuck, I need to change that. That's like a 2-year-old description. The class has evolved so much since that. And I've swapped drills from this class to this class and stuff like that. But yeah, Pistol Cheat Codes. Now, so Joey, last time I ran Red Dot Pistol there, you were in that class. There's a couple drills from that I actually put back into Pistol Cheat Codes. My Red Dot Pistol now, that class is more just specific to Red Dot. And it's kind of like, I'm not going to teach you how to shoot there. Like it's just strictly about the Red Dot. So if you if a guy really sucks ass at shooting, He can still do good in the red dot pistol, but it's not about getting you how to shoot better. Okay. Now, pistol cheat codes. This is a class that dives deep into technique development and diagnosis. Now, I have worked really hard at trying to bridge the gap between fighting and performance, and we hear that a lot, but let me finish. It's like when we look at a lot of the performance classes, a lot of the practical shooting type classes, one thing that people need to realize is it's being driven from a couple places like SWAT teams, SF, and then primarily the root of it is competition shooting. Okay. Now, one thing that people need to realize, okay, SWAT teams, SF guys, they have a team. We don't. Right. Competition shooters, we know all the stuff. I'm not going to turn into an NPC about that, but it's like the main issue I see with where shooting performance is being driven is it's all static. Okay. So, and like I said, this class has evolved a lot. So guys who have taken pistol cheat codes, or it used to be called Pistol Skills 1, guys who have done that before this year, it is a very different class than what it once was. The idea with this class is to learn how to develop technique at a high level and how to diagnose. Okay. There's a certain formula that I have taken because I take a lot of performance classes. I'm actually going to be here coming up very soon, training with I think he's a masterclass USPSA shooter. I'm into that. I try to learn everything I can from those guys. However, some of it doesn't apply to a fight in the way that it's all done static. One thing to think about, go on YouTube, watch all the how to shoot on the move, how to get good at shooting on the move videos, watch the guy shooting while moving, and think to yourself, if my grandma was walking next to him, who would be faster? So when we're talking about shooting on the move, let's think about actually moving fast, right? How do we adjust our technique to allow that? Most people kind of just give up on it, right? Yeah. The other thing you'll see is most people can only shoot on the move in like 2 directions. So how do we do it so we can move in more directions? How do we do it so we can move a lot faster? How do we learn how to diagnose and develop our technique with shooting at a much higher level and find new goals, new places to strive for when we practice so that we can be a highly competent shooter? And the thing too to think about is it's like, man, like the word tactical has been so abused, right? It's like back when tactical response was named, it wasn't a word you saw everywhere, right? Yeah. And it's kind of weird. There's certain words that just get abused to a certain point where they lose their meaning. To me, tactics are just applying logic, right? Now, people will say also like, oh, I don't teach tactics. I teach performance. I teach practical shooting. I teach how to shoot. Your ability to shoot is a tactic. I call it ballistic pressure. Your ability to apply ballistic pressure. Okay. And your ability to shoot really matters. And this is something I'm trying to bring to our circle. All the guys that train, within like yourself, me, and Sonny, any of these other guys, Paul Markle, I'm trying to bring a higher level of shooting to them. And what I'm trying to achieve is actually something that all the best competition shooters in the world can't do. Because if you think about what they do, it's like people talk about brilliance in the basics, mastering the fundamentals, right? I've done live stream on that before, but it's like shooting like this, static, at super high level. That's all it is. I don't believe in staying there. Okay. So there's going to be a lot more movement. There's going to be a lot more one-handed, and I'll show you why. It allows you to move better. and I didn't invent that. I got that from Tremis and Sonny Pazikas. So I didn't invent this. I'm just trying to look for a way to push us to get way better at it.
Mhm.
But that's what that class is about. You can read the description. I worked really hard on it today and updated it. There's a review on firearms and fitness. Exodus Knife and Tool did a review. Also, he didn't talk too much about the class. I wish he would have done it more, but Firearms and Fitness has a longer review. He's actually an alumni, a mutual alumni of both of us too.
Very cool.
But
so,
yeah, pistol G codes.
If people couldn't tell, so and you've seen it because I know sometimes you go back and watch the live streams even whenever you're not there live. But I talk about it all the time, man. I tell people that you're a super nerd about this stuff. Like you are constantly always thinking about it and pushing. You're not afraid to change things when new shit comes to light, you know? Like you're always trying to find the best thing, which I think is something everybody should strive for, you know? Yeah, but again, if you guys had never heard Andrew talk about one of his classes or just guns or shooting or training in general, there you go. There's my proof, Exhibit A. The dude is a super nerd about it.
So I remember at alumni weekend, someone did a class on the personality color, right? I didn't have to take the test. When he said some people can't look at a thing and just leave it alone and be like, that's good. They always have to find a way to improve it. I was like, oh, fucking, I can't help myself. Like
that one.
Like,
yeah.
And it's not trying to toot my own horn. It's sometimes a curse. Like, my wife will look at me and be like, oh, let me guess, you're thinking about reholstering. I'm like, no. I'm thinking about drawing and passing it off to my other hand to be able to move one hand.
Oh yeah, that shooting on the move stuff, man. That's something that I got from you in the red dot class and everything like that. I really dig it. I'm excited for this pistol cheat codes. I'll try to jump in there, and then if I do a review of the class, I'll talk about the class a whole bunch.
Good. I want you to be in and I'll be insulted and angry if you're not in there. So, like, again, just like I said earlier, throw all the burdens on your family. Make it to class.
I mean, Heather's already used to that at this point. So,
if you can, bring your son too.
Yeah. No, Caleb. 'Cause it's been a little while since Caleb's had to take a class. He was always our scapegoat back whenever he was homeschooled, because if someone showed up for like fighting rifle, we would just drag him out there. Like if it was one dude for all the team stuff, like we'd drag him out there. Advanced fighting pistol, Caleb, you got to go run buddy drills today. And but he wanted to go back to public school, so he hasn't had his chance. I need to get him out there and let him see the master nerd at work.
Wait, how old is he now? 16. Yeah, he's like, I want to be around girls again, Dad.
But before I forget, because I had forgotten something that you brought up, and then now it just hit my mind again. I think that this idea, and I talk about it on my live streams as well. This idea of looking down your nose at skill-based training or like skill-focused training. I mean, I think it's something that a lot of people in our side of the Venn diagram have a habit of doing. And it's easy to forget that skill is on the list, mindset, tactics, skill, then gear. I think it's easy for these people to forget that. And there is nothing wrong with taking classes that will make you shoot faster and more accurate, but that you have to be able to disconnect those things. You have to understand that, like, hey, I'm going to go take this class, and whenever he tells me to do something silly, like, retain the mag on the reload or what have you, you have to just be able to be like, this is not coming home with me,
Yeah, the first thing on the gear list for every tactical response class is an open mind. So it's kind of like, guys, you can't like only bring that to a tactical response class. You got to bring that home with you. You have to have that when you approach anything. And so like I said in my Stop Being NPCs live stream, like there are such things as tactical NPCs too, or like gunfighter NPCs. Like have cliches like, oh, the targets don't shoot back. Yeah, I got it. Like, well, most targets don't shoot back, you know. um, or like, you know, oh yeah, but that guy doesn't carry a gun. That's very true. That's something from everywhere. And in the performance that like they're not completely true north with us. You know, they're not 100% on the same page, but you know, I mean, think about it, like what instructor have you ever trained with that you 100% agreed with everything they
Right.
said? Like if you agreed with everything someone said, you're not even using your
Mhm.
brain. Also, if you disagree with everything they say, you're definitely not using your brain, you know? So it's like I can't name a single instructor that I've ever listened to or trained with that I'm like 100% agree with everything they say. Um, and but I still want to learn from them. So like I you know, a couple in my brain that actually um are on that more performance or practical shooting side, right? That actually will relate it to violence and gunfighting. Jared Reston, if no one's heard his story, when he got shot in the face and then took 6 more rounds to his body and still won the fight, like, hey, that's pretty close to true violence. Like, he began his fight getting shot in the mouth,
Damn.
and that dude teaches performance shooting. Fantastic
Mhm.
instructor. I've trained with him twice. You guys should all train with him. Another one that really stands out to me is John Dufresne Connect Consulting. He's
Mhm.
at like, you know, the Green Line Summit and you know, he's kind of more in that circle. Fantastic instructor. I did RDP mechanics, red dot pistol mechanics with him, learned a ton. And there's a lot of stuff I've learned from those two guys that I put in my classes. Like
Mhm.
it's worth it to get out there and try new stuff. Because and you think about too, like even like okay, so there's fighting pistol, advanced fighting pistol. There's still more you'd want to put in there,
Right.
you know. But there's some. It's like you're focused on a specific philosophy within those classes, so they are what they are. Doesn't mean that the stuff that's not in there doesn't matter.
Mhm.
So yeah, and there's definitely such a thing as like NPCs in, you know, in every group, right? Guys that are going to use cliches and stuff and just say, oh, that's not important, but they're missing out. Every time we do that, we're missing out. And hey, check it out. I was one at one point. Like
Right.
I thought, you know, when I was in the Marine Corps, I thought we were the hottest shit in the world. And what's the point of training more? You know, I
Yeah.
completely flipped that around though. And it was James that made me do it.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
It froze up quick though. Basically, at one point, I was like, I saw the Magpul DVDs and I was into like, oh, like what stuff can I put on my gun to make it better? And reloads are important. I need to be fast at that. And then my buddy was like, and he's an alumni too. Fuxa, that's his name. I'm not just swearing. Or maybe it's Fuxa. I don't know. We call him Fuxa. But he was our corpsman. He was like, hey, check out Tactical Response. Check out this James Yeager guy. And he was like, buy a Glock. And I was like, no, I got 320. I'm so smart. Wrong. And then he was like, you guys are looking at it from the idiot principles. You're thinking gear, some skills, no tactics, no mindset. And I was like, that's me. I'm gonna watch more.
Dude, yeah. I'm right there with you, man. I took my first introduction to this gun stuff was fighting pistol, you know? So it took me, I don't know, I won't say that it took me becoming an instructor to really like understand and like be like, oh shit, there is a lot more to this. But it was a long time of me just being like, this is the way. Anyone who says anything different, like, why would I even bother? Like things like that, you know?
Mhm.
In fact, I guess I can look back at it. It was it's when I took Farnham's course actually, because I remember how highly James talked of Farnham, you know, and so I went into that class expecting Farnham to be like us, you know, and I remember taking the class, and he hates gun down. Like he
Or
wants you. Yeah,
he hates gun up. He wants
he
gun
hates
down.
gun up. Yeah, yeah. He
Yep.
wants you to use Sewell. He does like all this stuff, and but again, great instructor with so much insight. I mean, like just listening to him talk. So whenever you have that, if I had went into that class, not that James would even allow me to go in that class with a closed mind, but if I had, then I would lose out on so much from that.
What was your favorite part about training with John Farnham? I
My
haven't trained with him
favorite,
yet.
okay, my favorite part of training with John is um, hanging out with him after the class. And that's what I've found with a bunch of like the old guard. Like if you have a chance to train like with Clint and hang out with him after a class, or Farnham and then hang out with him after a class, and Mass as well. Uh, the stories that they tell after the class, and like all of them are like some of the funniest dudes alive. It's just I don't know why they crack me up so much, but that's that. But that feels like a cop out answer because it's not actually part of the class. As far as like as far as the training goes, he is very succinct. Is that the word I'm looking for? In
I didn't hear that
what
word. What?
he's very peculiar about what he expects from you and what he wants you to do, and he does push you toward getting to that. Like he's good at, but he doesn't sit there and coach you over and over. He's not going to stand behind your shoulder on the line and make sure you're doing things exactly how he wants, but he'll keep giving you those nudges every so often throughout class, and then by the end of it, you're like, holy shit! Like I just did that thing exactly how he wanted me to. By the end of it, like he's very good at what he does.
Okay. All right. That's cool. I want to experience that. Yeah. Yeah. There's like a couple guys that like I keep getting nudged to and hinted at, and I'm like, okay, it's like as if I don't take enough classes already. It's like what I've done like 6 or 8 classes or days
Right.
of training this year so far. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's very cool. Even
I know we talk about it too much, but um, Farnham. I mean, any of those guys. It's one of the things, and this is a little cheesy. Maybe it's a little NPC of me, but those guys who have been doing this for so long, like Farnham could have a complete 180 and just like shift to doing all of the wrong, quote unquote, wrong stuff, and I would still say go train with him because it's fucking John Farnham. It's like going out to gun sight. It's almost just like a thing that you just should check off the list.
mhm.
Like I had a good time out at gun sight. The pistol 250 was fun. The instructors were awesome. Even if when James was trying to convince one of the older ones to come back and take away of the pistol, he kind of got a little pale whenever we started talking about what we do in advanced. But even with all that, man, I had a blast out there, and it is something that, like, at the end of the day, now I can say I've been there. It's off the list. I don't have to worry about it until I go back.
Bro, like just imagine how great this industry would be if guys were more open-minded. Like
Yeah,
you talked about it, I think last live stream, and you're like, one of the problems is instructors don't take enough classes,
hmm
and that's something that I've like when I heard it from James first, but it was like that's something that I want to be like never the case for me. Like I want, especially looking at like James' resume and seeing like week-long classes listed and then all the commercial classes, and I'm like, yeah, I want to be the guy that it's like if you ask like hey, have you trained with this place? They're like, yeah, I've done 4 classes with them. Like I want to
right.
achieve that level. Like and the other thing is it's like it makes classes so much better. Like you can really tell the difference
hmm
when you take a class from a dude that takes classes, that actually does a lot of training. The guys that don't, there's like so many things they're lacking on, and there's just like things that's like, like there's a much better way. And if you would just go take some more, like that would totally be fixed. And again, I'm not trying to make anyone closed-minded. I still train with guys that don't take classes anymore. Like it,
Right.
it's like, and there's some people that it's like, I don't know if Clint Smith still takes classes, but who the fuck is going to
Right.
tell you don't train with Clint Smith? You only hear good shit. I haven't gotten to yet, but it's like, you only hear
Yeah.
good stuff. But I think it's if we're talking about like, and I believe this phrase actually comes from John Farnham, is advancing the art. That is the best way to do it, in my opinion. You go take all the stuff, steal the greatest stuff, put it in your stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. We're all just amalgamations of the things we've learned. We're just taking pieces off of that we think will make us the better person,
Mm-hmm.
So like we like that thing from over there, this one from up there, yep, and we're just mashing it all into this thing, and then eventually, I mean, like you're saying, that's how new shit comes to light, like one day after you've accumulated all these different pieces, you'll have that like light bulb moment of like, oh, I wonder what happens if we do it this way then. Like if I take a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and now you come up with your whole new thing. And yeah, I mean, you fucking take classes, guys. Everybody.
Yes. Take training. Like,
Yeah.
And it's funny too, because people always are able to make excuses, right? And it's like, you're like, kind of a long drive, or kind of expensive. And it's
Right.
like, it's really not when you just figure out how. It's like I basically forbid the word can't in my classes, because as soon as someone says, like, of course, we've all had the lady who says, I can't rack it. And it's like, it's not that you can't, it's that your technique is all fucked up and retarded. We have to fix that. That's why you're here. Right. So, so I was just going, and then how can I? And then they'll be like, oh no, it's too hard. It's like when they start saying can't and it's too hard and shit like that, they're quitting on themselves. If you look at like the way billionaires talk and the way like people who quit all the time talk, there's a huge difference. It's like it's in that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Instead of saying I can't, say how can I? Now there might be a technique or whatever you can't do. Or like, for instance, you were like, okay, of course, do I need to explain that the guy with one arm can't draw his gun this way? Okay, there's other ways, like it, like the one-handed racking of the gun. It's something when I took fighting pistol, I'd watch the DVD 7 times prior to class. I've probably watched it more than anyone else. Okay, super nerd, like Joey said, right?
Yeah.
You guys showed my wife a technique on how to one-handed rack her gun because she didn't have good sights to make it work. And I was like, that's brand new. I have never seen or even thought about that. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. So we're getting close to the last bit here. So was there anything, I can't remember, you had some ideas about, I want to make sure that we checked off everything that we were like, let's talk about this on the live stream.
Okay, where's my text to you? See, Joey's basically a giant boomer about electronics, so I had to be like click on Google Chrome. I'm just kidding.
It is not normally that bad. I was struggling. So for the people who weren't watching the pre-game that we had going on, where you were doing all your chords and messing with that was me. Like as soon as you were like, yep, I'm going to send you a link. I felt like a boomer. I felt like I was my mom, and I like trying to teach her something, because it was like I'm trying to connect different social media accounts and got to log in. What do you mean? Click on the X and not the thing. Oh, dude, I was livid.
And forgive us when we say boomer. It's a common joke. Okay, we're not trying to be mean to any old people except for Rich Elby.
There you go. Yeah, that's right.
Tim. But he's beyond boomer.
Yeah. Beyond.
Like what game? What was Calvin. 4 generations before the greatest generation?
Yeah.
I'm actually okay with going longer because I like talking to you. I love live streaming, and the way I normally do it is I rant for a while and then I read comments.
Okay.
But things we want to talk about. One thing I want to hit on specifically with you is what does the word tactical actually mean? Now, I totally primed it. Like I think of what tactics are as applying logic, right? So it's like, oh, those tactical guys are like, what you mean? The guys that move to position themselves better and make it so it's harder to shoot them in their fucking brain and heart. The guys that like to put stuff between bullets and their vital organs, like cover, like the guys that will use a flashlight to make sure they're shooting the right person. Like, I don't understand why it's like such a bad thing to be tactical, those tactical guys. But anyways, what does the word tactical or tactics mean to you?
Well, I think you did a good job with it earlier. I like your phrase with it, applying logic. I think that makes a lot of sense, and it almost broadens it. What's really funny about you, I had forgotten you had this in that text earlier, but Kayla and I are working on getting the podcast started back up on our end. And with we filmed one episode so far. We're going to get a bunch built up before we release any, but we talked about mindset, tactics, skill, and gear. And then she actually pulled up like the Webster's definition for it. And it was kind of cool. Let me see if I can find the notes there. So while I'm looking at this, I can go ahead and give you like my answer to it is, at the end of the day, tactics are you doing things that make sense in any given situation. And that's kind of like the more broad things when I talk to people who aren't into shooting and everything like that. Like if you tell them like, hey, tactics are you doing things that give you more chances to shoot a bad guy while giving him less chances to shoot you. Like, I mean, immediately they're like, oh, like that's not what I want to, that's not what I'm here for. I just wanted to hear about home defense or whatever it was, right?
So say your definition again. I want to like thoroughly digest it.
Yeah. Doing things that make sense in any given situation.
I like that. It's applying logic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a longer way of saying it. But that's why I liked yours so much. But yeah, I mean, tactics is it's you taking action that helps you achieve your goal. And that applies to all walks of life. Like if you want that new shiny thing, but you don't have the discipline to apply, like, okay, I'm going to start saving up my money now. I'm going to put back this amount of money now and do this. Or like, hey, I don't use these things anymore. I can start selling these things, or like whatever it is, coming up with a plan, a course of action to achieve a goal. That's tactics to me. I'm still looking for that other thing. Sorry.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, I thought about it, and it's like, it's funny because like, and I've had this discussion a million times, like you said, super nerd. I will like, and there's other super nerds that call me too. Tom Holyby, number one fucking person. But like, I've had this conversation so many times with guys, and it's like a frustration that's out there is like, there is a huge idolization of like, SWAT team guys and like mostly SF guys. Like they've been very much glorified to the point where it's kind of funny. There's like, there's a lot of videos out there talking about like stolen valor that's now being committed because they have to make their story even cooler to like get people into them, right? And it's like, that's sad, and it really sucks for all the other dudes. Like try to get Dave Harrington to talk about cool guy stuff. He doesn't do it. He's from that era of like silent professionals, which is a negative for him too, because if he did talk about all cool guy stuff, a million more people would know who he is, So it's like, I and I'm not talking shit like on someone who has done cool guy stuff and talks about it. That's fine. That's totally fine. One of the issues is there's this mindset out there that it's like, it's just about shooting, just be good at shooting. and there's a phrase out there, stand and deliver, that's kind of become a meme now. It's like, it's if you think about it, okay, so like there's SF guys and SWAT team guys and competition guys that are saying be super good at shooting, right? And like that's primary focus. It does matter. Like I said earlier, I have a fucking class called Pistol Cheat Codes that's about being super good at shooting and more. But if you think about, like, let's say a Delta Force guy who is insanely good at shooting, and that is the message he's preaching. When they strike someone, do they meet them in the open? Do they like go at night? Are they using night vision? They got like a platoon of guys that'll back them up if things go bad. Like are they gonna flashbang the room before they go in, or are they gonna like be like, hey guard, I'm gonna shoot you now. All right, let's do a duel because I'm really good at shooting. That's not how it works. Like they're and even it's like basically like, let's think about it like this. All right, no, I'm not into that tactic stuff. So when a guy breaks into your house, you're gonna put on your competition belt, wait till you see him, and then draw your gun.
Yeah.
Or we're gonna have that thing.
Yeah. And after you're done shooting, you're gonna have to
quietly, like, how are we going to go about this?
Yeah.
So and again, I just think it's like, it's just applying logic, which basically is the same conclusion you came to. But I don't know, it's a frustrating thing. Try and bring some meaning back to words, like tactical or tactics is one. Professional is another. I've seen that word heavily abused. Now, another thing I want to talk about, or sorry, do you have anything else to caveat?
No.
Okay.
No, you crushed it. I will have to jump off here after this next little tangent, because I still have some packing to do for the NRA.
Why don't we just hit some comments real quick? Does that sound good? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put them on the screen. This is where like you might actually like this Restream app.
Yeah, I'm already thinking I'm just gonna take this idea from if I can get them close enough to read.
All right, so I'm gonna try to get up to the top. There's a bunch of people saying hello. Hello,
everybody. An hour later, we're like, oh, let's say hello to everyone.
Took a class at Tap Rack Ridge. Hell yeah, great host. Yep. Rob and Bobo are awesome. Yep, very positive things. Everyone should be checking out their website. They got a bunch of great classes. Our circle, some other guys too. Like there's a lot of good stuff going on. I know you guys.
Oh shit. I think the internet's going out
again.
Going
there. No Other Choice. Kevin Dixie's gone there. And there's some other dudes. I'm like, oh, I've never heard of that guy. And they said positive things. So I'm like, well, I'll try to go check it out. Homestead Medical, what's up?
Yeah.
Okay, it's like a million hellos. The summit is going to be an amazing experience. God, Max has such a big brain. He is so smart. Yeah, if you have any, go ahead. I'm scrolling through it right now.
Yeah, no, man, you're crushing it.
Hey, Kevin Dixie was actually on here. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, see, that's okay though. I had a blast whenever I went to his train and learn. Have you made it to?
No, but I'm going this year. Are you going?
I don't know. I haven't even looked at when it is or anything. If I can make it work, I'll be there.
Okay, cool.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm bringing Jerry from Prepared Patriot, and then I got Jesus. He teaches. His name is Jesus. He's a white guy. He is out in, I believe, St. Pete. He teaches his Systema. I plan on getting him on my channel eventually, but I got them to sign up, and I may have gotten others. I'm not sure. I think Kayla was talking about going also. Possibly Lewis will be there.
Okay, very cool. Let's see. Yeah, this is from a little while ago, but yes, the Wi-Fi does need some training as well. You're right.
Hire X to Texas.
Oh, Higher X. Yeah, no, he already knows what's up. He's already signed up for pistol and advanced pistol in Texas because we're doing the same classes in Texas and Florida.
Cuban.
When we were.
Sorry.
No, go ahead, man.
Cuban sandwiches are in Brandon, Florida. That's near Tampa. It's really busy and it's a shit place to go to. Like, because I live in the middle of nowhere. When people come down the road to my house, they're afraid. They're like, "Are you sure you want to go down that road?" Brandon, when I get 45 minutes outside of it, I'm like, "Fuck this," because there's so many cars and it's insane. Like, watch Fury Road, and then like make everyone high. That's what it feels like driving there.
Lewis was here. Hello, Lewis, man. Hello, and he asked me which reticle I used. You know which one I use. The one I learned from you.
Lewis always wants to talk about the donut.
He does. He does.
I'm just gonna say this: the donut reticle is fine. No reticle will make you better at shooting, except for the dot.
Nice.
But no, you guys. So donut reticle is totally fine. Should probably just do a video with Lewis. Although Sonny has good footage of us getting a little heated in a debate. Yeah. But here's my thing: you got with a small dot reticle, you can see more information to diagnose your shooting. Okay, it's good to practice with that. You carry your gun on whatever you think you're going to do the best with. I think that matters too. Dave Harrington said once, "It's not a placebo if it works."
Yeah.
You can be good with any reticle. You can slay it. Okay.
Well, I know
if you are like, gunfight, I want the fucking donut reticle, then set your gun up for that. Yeah. But you should have actually validated that. Lots of people really like the lecture.
Yeah, as they should.
I will say, yeah, and I will say too, like for me, I took fighting pistol, a weirdo encounter in real life. I took the fight, took a bunch more training. When I took and saw the lecture the second time, it was like 5 times better. Like seeing the lecture again after you've taken, like it's really good to get the lecture before taking the fight. Seeing the lecture after the fight, it's even better. Like,
yeah. Oh, for sure. There's again, it kind of touches on that stuff that we were talking about earlier of like watching the video, like the fighting pistol DVD, and then coming and like there's a difference between doing that and doing the stuff at home and then coming and taking the class. There's a difference between watching the lecture in fighting pistol and then putting yourself into some force on force scenarios where you have to implement those things that James talked about in there. Yeah. It's in that same vein.
It's funny. Before I went to take fighting pistol, I had a friend who was he said, like, why are you going to take a class if there's a DVD if you can just watch it online? Why are you bothering to go do it? And I was like, well, I'm pretty sure the DVD doesn't have everything. I'm pretty sure that, you know, even if I think I get it, that I still want to like have the dude there tell me if I'm doing it right or not. And also experience. Like I really want to actually go take the class. And what do you know? I was right and he was wrong. Just like most situations.
Just like most of the time.
Josh DeWalt is wondering if there's a schedule for alumni weekend.
Yeah, I hit that one earlier.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's not yet, but I'll get there. Oh, actually, no, I think my internet cut out at some point when I was talking about it because I was talking about how I felt bad that you were talking about how everything going on at the summit in October, and I'm like, alumni weekends in July, and I don't I don't have everything ironed out yet.
About the thing I'm gonna be doing at alumni.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm going to be teaching a block on the use of airsoft guns for your dry practice, like doing dry fire type stuff, and also starting your own gunfight club. So imagine like you get friends. Hey, I mean, really, if you got to do classes, have that guy teach a block in the gunfight club. That is training, in my opinion. James told all the fighting pistol students they are now instructors, right? Just like you guys do every time. So a dude goes out and takes a class, have him come to your yard, do some force on force or force on paper with the airsoft guns. I think it's a super undervalued thing. I personally use it. Like I got a thing of BBs over there. It's like over 3,000 BBs. I shot all of it in a week with my airsoft rifle, and I was trying to get good at the shit I sucked at. Now, here's the thing. Is dry practice fun? No, it's work, right? Airsoft can make it a little bit more fun, okay?
Yeah.
Like, you got a steel target in your yard. Ding! Hey, that's dopamine. That's fun. But there's actually like a lot of benefits, and there's some drawbacks. Of course, it's technically a toy, but you can use it for a lot. So I just want to show people how, and let them get hands on and ask questions about buying it and what to get and stuff. That's what I'm doing at alumni.
All right. I know we have more comments to get through, but I am going to go ahead and call it here on my end. I have got so much packing to do.
Okay. And then you're going down to NRA show?
Yep. Going to be in Hotlanta. So anybody who plans on being down there, anybody who's watching right now, hit us up. Kayla and I are going to be down there this year. Shoot me a message on Facebook. My personal phone number, maybe I shouldn't say that on the internet, but my personal phone number is on the website. So just shoot me a text because I'm a millennial. I will definitely not answer your call because I'm going to think you're spam. But yeah, if you guys are in Atlanta and you want to hang out, let me know.
Right on. Now, I did see Dave Biggers is actually going to be there.
Yeah.
He's with, I believe, Czech USA, something like that. I forget the name of it. VZ58 rifles and Scorpion pistols, the little cool gun that was in 007 GoldenEye on N64. Yeah, they're like now everyone knows. But yeah, he'll be there. If I can make it, I'll let you know. Likely I'll be slaving away at radio bags still because I am working hard at catching up on those. You want to come to Florida after? It's only 5 more hours.
Only 5 more hours. You know what? If I didn't have to get Kayla back home, I absolutely would.
Oh yeah, sure. Blame Kayla. All right.
Awesome. Well, you're in charge of the live stream tonight because I don't have any access to. I guess I could hit the leave button here, but since you're in charge of it, you want to do the closing out?
Yeah. Do you mind if I respond to a couple more comments as I go?
Yeah. No, that's fine because I can just, like I said, I can just hit this leave button.
Cool. Do your sign off. I'll do mine later.
Okay, excellent. Hey guys, thank you for watching. If you are from Andrew's side of the thing and you hadn't met us before, I hope you powered through my internet sucking, and just remember that this is the way.
This is the way. All right, couple more comments I'm going to respond to. Got Garrett here. Garrett, my new nickname for him is Submachine Garrett because when he runs a pistol, it's like a submachine gun. It shoots crazy fast. It's a dot and aim point. Hell yeah. But he's actually going to be at Pistol Cheat Codes. I'm very excited for that. Joey should be there. Kayla will be there. Hopefully I can get the other instructors there, depending on what they got going on. And Charles used to be from Ireland because he's Irish, but now he lives in London, I believe. He'll be there. And then I had 2 other guys. I forget the names. I just saw them pop up on my phone. But yeah, it's gonna be a blast. And then if you guys got any questions, I'm not gonna take too long on here, but if you got questions on anything, just go ahead and put them in now because I'm strolling through these. Damn, Lewis. Even James is wrong about boobs versus butts. When did that come from? Y'all are talking about boobs and butts in the comments. That's why I don't read them that much. I don't respond to every comment. I like John and his stories, the why he does, and the reasons why. Clint also is so good for those reasons. Rich Shelby, what's up? 3R operations, guys, especially if you're in the north, go train with Brian Sayers. Also, Brian Sayers, give me a call. I miss you. I want to talk to you. I need your address so I can send you a piece of gear. But you're like, no, I'm not giving you my address. Andrew, where do you hold your classes? So there are different locations. My home range is Aries Training Facility in Leesburg, Florida. It's like an hour from Orlando north. And then and right now, the only thing I got on the list coming up, well, I have 2 classes on the list coming up there. Combat Shotgun is coming up pretty soon. And then on a Friday, Calvin Lim and I are doing let me pull it up right here, actually, so I can just drop a link. And it's funny, I actually used Joey in the Red Dot Pistol class as the picture for it. Oh, goddamn, that's not in that category. That's a problem. All right, so I'm going to have to go pistol training. Violent dynamic variables. So totally stealing from Lewis here with his shooting moving target setup. That was absolutely genius, and I want to apply that to classes as often as I can. But it's a skills-based fighting class, kind of similar to pistol cheat codes in that sense. But what we're focused on is shooting on the move, shooting moving targets, and barriers, like putting cover in the correct position. And then there's also going to be a bit of visual stimulus. Think about it like this. Normally you hear fight or shot timer beep or up or something like that. We need to train our eyes more. That is something that I got out of doing the summits that were set up by Andy Stanford. So the Surgical Speed Shooting Summit and Jaegerfest. That was a heavy principle there, and I totally agree with them. They did a great job. All right. Now, going down. So I just threw a link to violent dynamic variables. I'm doing that with Calvin Lim. That's going to be at Aries Training Facility. Oh, and to answer the question further, Mayaca, Florida, there's also a range. Greenline has done a bunch of classes out there. That's how I met Cam, the owner. And he has now taken one of my classes. I have several classes on the list for Mayaca, Florida. Great range, great owner. He's another dedicated student. Extremely good person too. Like him and I had some really deep discussions on Christianity, training, like how to be a good father, good husband, all that stuff. Great people. All right. Why does everyone say do during a live stream? Kind of weird, but I do it too. All right. 3 hours from Atlanta. Holler if you need anything. Grant Tilley. I got hit up Dave Biggers and asked when the next red zone class is. So I have taken the red zone that I took it up in Pennsylvania. It is a fantastic class. You should annoy Dave Biggers with how many texts you send him to get that class. It is a live fire class, and then there's force on force at the end of the live fire. There is if you like the really cool multiple person type shooting drills that are in advanced fighting pistol, you will fucking love the red zone. The force on force in there are scenario driven. This class is it's a lot revolving around active shooters. It'd be really cool. I need to get some other guys to do a live and do like a review of that class. But yeah, I did that class, and that's the only time I've gotten to train with Dave Biggers. Great dude, great instructor. And that class is awesome. So the red zone, there's no place you can sign up for it. You have to just find Dave on Facebook and pester him if you don't have his number. Lewis, is your channel up? Lewis does have a channel, Becoming Elcar. He needs to make another channel. Well, maybe he doesn't, but he needs to get some martial content up there. It's basically him working out, but you can interact with him. He does live streams early in the morning. Any plans to come to Arizona? Guys, if you look at Tactical Response's website, it might be there. Someone else can answer that right now. You said that you don't agree 100% with any instructor. I don't. And I don't think you do either. And Lewis is going through a move, he said, to get his channel up and running. So, yeah, he's moving down to Texas right now. So I'm looking forward to the content he's going to be putting out. Lewis, also, whenever you do get that up, let's do a live stream right away. And then we can make people know about it. Have you done any after actions for Jaegerfest? I have not. Shoot me a text or give me a call if you want to do one with me. From Josh DeWalt. Train with him, Grant. You won't regret it. Okay, so, hey, I really appreciate everyone jumping on this. Again, for all my people down here in Florida, all the Florida men and all the Florida mams, go take fighting pistol. I'm going to throw that up on the screen. I'll be hanging out there. I need to get it on my calendar on the website. I like to do that. If you ever see like some other class that's not mine on the calendar, it's either one that I'm like, hey, my people need to go to this, or it's one I'm taking too, or one I'm helping out with and going to be at. But take fighting pistol. Even guys, again, if you're like, oh, I'm great at shooting a pistol. Well, it's not about shooting. Okay. That's just a component in it. It's a medium for all the other lessons that they teach. Everyone on here will vouch for fighting pistol. It is a fundamental class that everyone needs to take. Like, I don't even care if you do carry a gun or not. You should take it. But especially if you carry a gun, you need to take it. And I would say too, if you carry a gun, that advanced fighting pistol should be on your mandatory list. Again, there's a lot of stuff in that class that should not be your first time in a gunfight. I trust someone way heavier when I know that they have taken fighting pistol or they have taken the fight. Me, Action Medical too. You know, I did a live stream yesterday that y'all should check out, talking about what classes you should take and kind of the order I have them in. Josh argues with me at the end, Josh DeWalt. So check that out, especially if you've never taken a class. Now, last few comments. But yeah, guys, everyone in Florida needs to take that class. If you're in Georgia, drive your ass down to Florida. I'm going to be there. Like, that is a must-take class. Now, last few comments. Oh, met me as in combat art training. Forgive me. We got to go back to see any plans to come to Arizona. Okay, so CJ from Surefire is making his own range, and talked with him about hosting me. He just has to get some legal stuff in order, he said. But it looks like I will be able to train in Arizona. I was also talking with Calvin about doing a class out there. And also I've got like dudes I know out in California and stuff that want training too, so they can drive their asses down to Arizona. I do plan on making it happen. It's kind of like I need help from other people to make it happen. If you can find me a range and 10 students, like I'll make it happen instantly. Okay. For the range, I basically need a place where I'm not going to have an RSO up my ass. They like the staff can take the class too. I just don't need interruptions, especially not from an RSO who's never taken a class and is wearing a circle holster. Kind of seems to be a theme. Reviews, what is up, man? Josh, I see your comment. Plenty of 10-hour drives under my belt for training. Whereabouts in Arizona? I don't know the geography of Arizona at all, or where he's at. I think he said he was an hour from Gunsight, because I might be staying at his place to go do a Gunsight class in August, and it's like an hour 15 from Gunsight. Yes, Brian, I have a place that I can host you if you would fucking call me back. I've been wanting to do that for a long time. If we're gonna do it at Aries, we got to schedule a trade up for next year to get you on the instructor range, and then I can talk to Cam about Mayaka. It's a little bit harder to get into Mayaka, but I can for sure vouch for you, and I know he'll want you there. Also, if you wanted to do like force on paper, or potentially force on force, but for sure force on paper, to teach like a low light class, we could do it in the gym, Iron Strength and Combat out here in Ocala. That's where I run Gunfight Club. It's more dummy gun though. I haven't done force on force there, but that's the gym I use, and they are actually interested in hosting. They also have mats for jiu-jitsu type stuff, so I've been wanting to get Aaron Little out here to teach one of his classes. But yeah, of course I have a place I can host you in Florida. You just need to actually call me and text me your address right now so I can send you the bump bag that I've been looking at for 2 years. All right. Gun content. All right. So see, I do have a LCAR channel too. No postings yet. Thunder content will go there for all aspects of becoming a fighter on becoming LCAR. I'm pretty sure he didn't mean to type Thunder, but there's an LCAR channel. That's the important part. He's going to post there. Gun content will go there. What's the best Motorhead album? I don't know. All right. Okay. Hour from Gunsight sounds like Northern Arizona. All right. Thank you, because I don't actually know. It's like south of Mayaka for Florida. I have no idea. I don't go that way. Okay. I might have a suitable range. They let me draw from the holster. Don't have the 10 students though. Okay. Well, if you can, try to start making it happen. I can try to start making it happen on my end. You can text the business line. Just go to my website, and then, or actually just Google it. And on the Google Maps, there's the phone number. Go ahead and text that number. I do not answer phone calls the first time, because there's a bunch of spam bots that do it. And I also get a bunch of phone calls of people saying, do you sell shotguns? And do you have left-handed ammo? And I go, I'm a train company, not a gun store or a range, so I just stopped answering phone calls. I tell people to text first. But okay, yes, it would be very cool if I could get to Arizona. Anyone who wants to help me out, anyone who is interested, text the business line. And if I get enough people interested, fuck yeah, I'll make that happen. I want to go there. I am making a goal to do a bunch of traveling classes. I just need help getting people into them to truly make them happen. So, hey, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to do the sign off the tactical response way, since I am on their channel too. this is